Welcome to Zach D TV, the place for interesting news from around the net. In today's episode, I have 3 robots that are going to change the world forever. Let's get right into this. My first entry comes from NEVS. That's National Electric Vehicle Sweden. I know this one's kind of a car, but I figure it falls more into the category of a robot. And this is why. This is the InMotion concept. It's designed to look at how vehicles can be used more for enhancing life and not just transportation. They figure we spend a lot of time in our vehicles, why not make them the best they can be? This is a level 5 autonomous, which means it is a robot. There are no controls for humans. You can't take over control on this. And that allows them to get in some pretty cool seating arrangements. To start with, this vehicle will not be owned. You cannot own this car. This will be part of a community ride-sharing type service. So what you do is you call it up using your phone. It'll send the car up to you, and it has one door, just a butterfly door on the side, curbside only, so that way you don't have to step into traffic in order to get in the vehicle. As they're designed right now, they have 4 seats, which also can sit in 4 different modes. Because this is public transportation, you may be riding with other people. So they have the antisocial dick mode. I kid. It's called the private mode. It'll turn your seat around to face a wall. So, I mean, if you want to take a nap or just play a game on your phone or something, you don't have to deal with anybody else. Then it has the social mode, where all 4 seats face each other, directly across from each other, in order to facilitate conversation between the passengers. The final mode is if you're all in a group together, you might work together or whatever, it has a business mode, or what they call a meeting mode. It swivels all the seats around to face the door, which is actually going to have a large display on it. So that way you can sync your phone to it, put up presentations, take conference calls, do whatever you need to do that's business related on your way to work. To me, that sounds like a bad idea. My transit time is something I pretty much cherish. So I wouldn't want to give that up to be able to work on my way to work. Of course, this can do other things too. You can adjust the lighting, sound levels, play music over the internal speakers, all that kind of good stuff you'd expect with a room on wheels. While this vehicle isn't on the road yet, NEVS is going to start with a autonomous car ride-sharing service in Tianjin, China. It's going to be using electric versions of the 9.3 Saab, which they do own because they purchased the company back in 2012. They are serious players in the automotive market, and I do hope to see this living room on wheels coming soon. Next, let's talk about a robot developed by the researchers at Stanford. This is the VineBot. It was designed by studying natural organisms that grow, like your vines or your fungus, root tendrils, stuff to that effect, to provide a new style of locomotion for our robots. This one inflates and squishes its way out in order to get where it's going. According to Elliot Hawks, the body lengthens as the material extends from the end, but the rest of the body doesn't move. This provides a lot of benefits for many different situations. Like say you have a collapsed building and you need to send a robot in to see what's there. Well, there's all sorts of dangers then. There's nails, there's glues, there's all sorts of things to puncture, prod, be too skinny for this to fit through. Well, it can handle them all. Because it's not really moving, but more like growing, it can be punctured by nails and still keep going. It could have a rock fall on it and still keep going. It's not able to be pinned down. It could squeeze through tight passages. They believe one day they could even power this with water. So then they'd be able to get drinks in to people who are dehydrated in a disaster site. It's a great idea. In their tests, they have been able to completely control it using just air piped into different channels. They can make it grow around angles, up and down, aim for things, all that kind of stuff. You can see where they made it curl like an antenna, and they did send a signal out from the top of that, so it can help get signals out in an area. It's even been used like an air jack to lift up to a 100 kilogram crate. And even on different levels, it's also carried a wire with it in the center of its body. So this could be a cool way to run wires inside the walls of a building, where it's really hard to do with our current wirefish type technology. So I can see where this is going to help in a lot of different environments. They do plan on making it out of more puncture resistant material. They hope to bring it to manufacture. And one day, these might be just standard equipment on your local EMS and fire trucks. And finally, I want to talk about a new robot coming out of Harvard. These little robots are based on origami. That's the Japanese art of folding paper into complex objects in 3D shapes. For this robotic design, they followed the disciplines of origami, removed the battery, and made it controllable remotely. They do this the same way that we have wireless chargers right now. But by removing the battery and the associated wiring with it, they're able to make these little robots even smaller. And according to Jae-Soo Ko, like origami, one of the main points of our design is simplicity. And that is a beautiful idea. In a lot of systems, simplicity is the least likely to break down. They figure with this system having no batteries, they can make it as small or as large as necessary to perform whatever task is needed. They can't control individual folds with this, and it really opens up a wide range of possibilities, all the way from, say, moving heavy blocks of stone to swimming around your blood vessel. The future will be amazing. And on that note, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for stopping in. If you like what I do, click that subscribe button. It's going to show up down here. I do this Monday through Friday. That's 5 days a week with a live stream on Saturday, and I'm doing a short on Sunday. So I hope to see you here again. And until then, have fun and be safe.